Hello everyone, welcome back for another Star Trek Starships collection review. This time I have issue number 55, the Vulcan D'Kyr type vessel, seen on Star Trek Enterprise. And as usual, we have the magazine here as well as the model itself. So this I'll put aside and let's take a look at the magazine. So there it is, a nice image of the ship on the cover. And with some little information down there, it is D'Kyr type, launched in the 22nd century, 600 meters long, and a crew of 147. Turn the page, and it has the usual table of contents and showing you how to mount the model on the stand there. And some more information. It is operated by the Vulcan High Command. It is a combat cruiser, at least that's what it's considered to be. It is 600 meters long, approximately, a crew of 147, with a top speed of warp 7, which is pretty high for ships in that era. And it has particle beam emitters, photonic torpedoes, and has various captains, including Boris and Marok. Turn the page, nice little image of the ship in there, along with some text about it. And yet some more imagery, and more text about the ship and various episodes it has appeared in, including the, I think that's called the Saleya. That ship was the Saleya, which was destroyed, I think in the Expanse or something like that, because the crew, I guess, stumbled across this asteroid field or something like that, or drifted into the asteroid field, and their crew pretty much went berserk because of the side effects from being in the Expanse. And the centerfold page showing you a little diagram of the ship and where a few components are and what they do. And the designing of the D'Kyr. Some nice conceptual artwork there. More conceptual art. And some more text about the ship and the design process, and a section on the Vulcans of Enterprise, at least the Vulcan Reformation. This is a chapter and a section about the Vulcans towards the end of Enterprise's run, which basically, in this 2 or 3 episode arc, it explains how the Vulcans went from the devious, lying, conniving, secretive Vulcan seen on the early seasons of Enterprise to the more enlightened, friendly, philosophical, and rather helpful Vulcans of the 23rd and 24th centuries. And more information about that, as well as an image of T'Pau in her younger years. Star Trek fans will no doubt recognize that name, as she is the Vulcan High Priest, or Priestess, or whatever, and the fan favorite episode of the original series called Amok Time, and there she is as an older lady. So this young one will become her. Pretty cool. And Ambassador Saval with Commander Tucker. And the on-screen appearance page. It's appeared in the second episode of the, I believe it's the second season. First episode of the second season, called Shockwave Part 2. And it's also been in an episode called Impulse, as well as various other ones. So that's the Vulcan ship. And on the back, you have the D'Kyr scene there, and there's the magazine. So let's get this thing aside and get to the model. And here it is. In the box itself, as usual, fonts, various logos. So let me take it out. And here it is. First impression, it's alright. The Vulcan ships were not my favorite in the Star Trek universe. This is actually the second Vulcan ship that we've gotten in the collection. at least those of us who subscribe to it. And that's interesting. A little disappointing. There's no blue ring inside of the ring that is kind of seen on the magazine here. Kind of see it there, and you can really see it in there. That blue kind of ring inside the nacelle there. So that's a little disappointing as far as the model itself. It is primarily plastic with a little metal back there, metal components somewhere in there, and of course the ring is obviously plastic. This ship, to its credit, or this model to its credit, is not as fragile as the last Vulcan ship. That ring just came apart the moment I took it out of the box, but a little glue put it back in place. And you can kind of see up close there. I mean, the paint looks nice. Nice window decaling there. If I were to compare this to the Christmas ornament that came out several years ago from Hallmark, I would probably say that the Hallmark ornament is far superior in terms of the appearance of the model or the ornament versus this ship. But you know, whatever. It's another ship from Enterprise, and I love ships from the Enterprise era. I've always wanted them since I've seen the show, so it's nice to have this. I don't really know much about this ship, so there's not really a whole lot I can say, but it's cool. It's nice to have. And there it is in the front, and on the side, and on the back, and on the side again, and on the bottom. I mean, it really is pretty simple. You know, it's the Vulcan ship. And so you can kind of see inside the ring there, those little paneling in there. That is what should be blue. So a little disappointing there that's not there. But that probably would have been very hard to do, considering that this ring isn't all that thick. And, you know, it's probably delicate enough as it is. But if I were to rate this model, I'd say it's about a 6 or a 7. It's okay. I mean, if you're a fan of Star Trek Enterprise, definitely go spend your money, or, you know, and go out and grab this. If you're not really a fan of Enterprise, then I would definitely skip this. If you're just being selective of various ships to get, I would say skip this one. It's just not worth it. But, I mean, being a completist, you kind of have to have it if you're one of those kinds of people. So, there it is, the Vulcan D'Kyr class. I'm sorry I don't know much more about it. Next time I will be sharing with you the Saber class. So that'll be cool. One I've been looking forward to. And yeah, so let me put it back in the box here, because I simply don't have the room to store these bad boys right now. And as usual, they all, if I can get it out, they all come with a stand that bear the name of the ship at the bottom, which, oh yeah, there it is, D'Kyr. So, yeah, that's the Vulcan D'Kyr class. And until then, I look forward to catching you guys later. So, live long and prosper.